Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. I'm a licensed cognitive behavior therapist and a licensed mental health counselor. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the contents in this channel. This is the final part. I think it's part four. It's just I'm making small clips. Uh, this is about Brian. What was his name? Brian Koberger is a 28-year-old man who got arrested in North Pennsylvania. He got arrested for the quadruple murders in Idaho, Moscow. The good news was announced within the last, it'll be soon 48 hours. I'm really happy for that. I'm sure many people are really happy, and I'm really happy for the students of Idaho, Washington, Pullman, and all these areas who've been living in fear, who've been living in terror. I can imagine living in so much panic and fear that you have to keep on watching back is behind you. Basically, you can just imagine how these poor students have lived and felt. I'm sure they couldn't have even been focusing on the schoolwork and the university work, knowing that you have a killer outside that can barge at you at any time, at any place. This is a person who managed to kill four people. So obviously, as a human being, you're going to expect the worst and fear the worst, which I don't blame these students for. I'm really happy and proud of Idaho Moscow law enforcement for solving this case with such excellency, professionalism, patience. You all took all the drama from social media. We all have been witness to that, and we apologize if you'll have been harassed so much, which you'll have actually. But I really appreciate Idaho Moscow law enforcement, Idaho troopers and law enforcement, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and yeah, all the people who do hard working jobs that keeps our society going, like law enforcement, like doctors, psychiatrists, therapists, lawyers, all kind of jobs that we all need on a daily basis. But the reason I say therapist is not because I'm a therapist, but it's because we have so much to do as therapists, as practitioners, counselors. We have a responsibility to do with working with our patients. When we see trouble signs and dangerous signs, we are supposed to inform our supervisor. If we have family and we see danger that can affect the outer society or in our own houses by even our family member or friend, we are supposed to say something so that we can save the others and save our loved one who's going through a mental crisis. Mental crisis is real. This is something that we should be taking serious. For the last couple of years, especially after COVID epidemic has hit, I've noticed that many people are in demand for mental health. Mental health can be as simple as anxiety, depression, that can turn out to be clinical depression and more severe anxieties going around. Most of mental illness do come with anxiety and depression, but if you do not get your mental health checked up and if you do not work on getting your mental health better, then you will end up suffering of serious mental consequences. Mental health is supposed to be taken as serious as physical health. I believe physical health is because obviously if you break your leg or your hand, you notice it, you see it, you feel it. But when people have mental health illness and challenges, the sad thing is there hasn't been done enough studies, and studies have come later on in mental health in these last couple of years. Now, thank God, the governments and the world is starting to take mental health more serious. Something we should have done for a long time and something we should continue doing. When we see warning signs of mental health or mental health illness or issues, we should immediately seek help for our loved ones, for our children, for our adults. Never wait for a problem to just disappear, or don't just think that it's a phrase you're going to, because we are good in telling people how we feel physically, I've noticed, but not mentally. Besides saying we have a migraine, we don't talk about our inner mental problems, and I think that is really important. This world is suffering of mental health awareness. That is one of the reasons I opened this channel. I intend to spend mental health awareness. If the whole world and if the governments took mental health more serious and put mental health workers to work with law enforcement, to work with different branches of the government and people, it would have helped. It would have helped in a real helpful way. It would have benefited the government, the society, the people, everyone. I personally believe, I remember writing a dissertation about that in my master's, that I believe that mental health should be taught in all primary and secondary schools. I mean, even no matter if our children choose French and German and Spanish as B languages or C languages, I believe the first priority that should come in is mental health. Mental health is part of why there is so much killings around, why there's so much aggression around, why there's so much hate around, why there's so much despair around, why there's so much lack of boundaries, why we see so many disgusting and sad and sick, unnecessary killings. Mental health awareness is something that is important so that psychopaths like Brian Koberger shouldn't be roaming around and being caught after he brutally murdered 4 young people. It shouldn't have come to that stage at the start. There was somebody definitely who missed the warning signs, whether it was a professor or a therapist or a teacher or a coach or a trainee or one of these other professors, maybe in criminology and psychologist. Somebody should have seen the red flags, I believe, from the start. I'm talking about even about the University of Washington Pullman. It doesn't matter, we always hear neighbors saying later on, but that person was quiet, he used to keep to himself. No, we need to be more aware of our surroundings, of our neighbors, of our neighborhood, because you don't know who lives next door to you. And I really mean it. We just don't have to wait for the crime tape to come around our neighbor's house one day. God forbid. We need to follow what's happening in our communities. We need to, I don't mean be nosy or pokey, but I mean we need to be more awake. We literally need to wake ourselves up for our children and their children, for our younger generations. Aggression seems to be happening very often, whether it's between couples and domestic violence or whether it's between students. Here in UK, we have so many young children from the age of 10 or 12 to the age of 25, 27 who are dying of knife violence each and every day, killing each other, slaying each other with machetes. Trigger warning, guys, but that is the truth. So we need to be better, more responsible adults, lead our children and our youngsters in a better place, lead the world in a better place than we found it. so that we can pass it over to our children and our grandchildren. We need to follow our community, check if there are people that are depressed. There's so many old people who don't have anyone to sit and talk to. Talk to them. If you see elderly people sitting by themselves alone in the park, give them a hand, talk to them. We all will be old one day. We all will be needing someone one day. That's part of our charity as humans that we should do. Happy New Year, everyone. Take care. Stay blessed and happy 2023. Thank you, guys. Bye.